Huh. Well, let me see if I can do this here. It's been a while. Hello. It's me. It's Crying Mo. It's been a few years. This is interesting getting back into Minecraft after, I think at least 3 years of not playing. Maybe 3 years? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Around 3 years. Anyway, first things first, I would like to apologize for keyboard and mouse sounds. I, at some point, recently picked up a new keyboard for writing, and it actually it's pretty nice for writing, but it's actually very loud. It's a mechanical keyboard, which is notorious for. I guess some of them are great for gaming, but also horrible for being close to a microphone. And I'm not sure exactly how to alleviate that. The other thing is, it's going to take me a while to get back in the swing of things if I end up actually getting back into the swing of things. I literally have not done this in a long time. But Minecraft 1.18 looked so amazing that look at that right there. Looked so amazing that I really had to, I don't know, it kind of got me fired up to try things out again. And I've really been watching, I've always kept up with the game as far as, the releases and everything, just, seeing what details were added, but I haven't really played until now. And that is one of those azalea trees, which means there is a lush cave down there somewhere, which is awesome. These leaves are awesome. There are so many awesome things in 1.8. Oh, including, our standard zombies. There you go. So, I've been recently watching a lot of videos on, basically I've been getting into returning to sort of getting back into watching buildings, build quality and build design and stuff like that. And I found a couple of YouTubers that I've been watching, and I kind of want to just build things. So I'm not going to say I have any goals necessarily for this series, but we do have a couple things to talk about here before we get started. This is what is this called? Fabric. I'm running the Fabric loader in order to run a mod called Sodium, which doesn't have necessarily all the features that Optifine does, but it almost triples my frames per second on my admittedly archaic Mac. Yes, I'm still running a Mac. Yeah, it's a bummer here that I did load something called Iris, which works with Sodium, and it's supposed to be really good with shaders. But the issue right now is that Iris gives you no options to adjust the shader settings like you can in Optifine. This one, Enhanced Default, with Optifine running, works really well. It's for toaster machines, basically, but it works really well. Not that I would be playing with shaders. I wouldn't really be doing that, but they're great for taking screenshots, and every once in a while having a shaders sequence is great. But yeah, this is kind of bogus because it doesn't. You can't change any of the settings. You're stuck with just the defaults, which is not really helpful. But so a couple things that we should talk about. Number one, I don't know how long this series is going to run. I really have no idea. It took quite an effort for me to sort of get off my ass and get this one started. I should be doing this. I should be doing something creative, as you'll find out as this series goes. I've had gone through some things in the last couple of years, and anyway, we'll get into all that stuff later on. If there is a later on, we'll see. So I don't really have a goal for this series, like an end goal or something. But my main desire is to build and decorate each individual build before moving on to something else. So I want this to be less about how I used to be really into the mechanics of things and building the farms. And I do want to build farms and everything, but I do want to make like, what's a good way to put it? That's another azalea behind me there, isn't it? I do want to build roof lines. In the previous Let's Play, I didn't really build any roof lines except for maybe the flower forest the buildings actually had some roofs, but I've never really gotten into like, building buildings, and I really want to complete interiors. I know Caves and Cliffs is all about like mountains and finding these cool things. I have zoomed around in this world a little bit to try to find a cool spot to build. My initial idea was I wanted to build in the jungle, which I would still love to do. But I don't know. I've never built like a base or anything in a dark forest. The only thing I've ever built in a dark forest was a miniature golf course, which was super cool, and I would love to do another miniature golf course. But that's like a super dramatic spot down there. It's like an underwater cave. It looks huge. It looks enormous. But yeah, I wanted to have specifically enough area that was surrounded by dark forest that I do want to at least try my hand at building like a boat. I've never built a boat out in the water, so I would like to do that. And then I think I'd like to have like, I do like these different elevations, so I do want to have like, pathways and different buildings that are out here. And yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what it's going to end up looking like. I want this also to be kind of a little more vanilla than I maybe had played last time. I mean, last time was pretty vanilla, but I used I used Faithful texture pack. I actually really like all the new textures, but as far as like the vanilla stuff goes, I do have a few resource packs, so we can go over that really quick. Obviously, we have the bushy leaves, which are just pretty cool. We do have lower edges on the grass. That is not from Optifine because I'm not running Optifine, which there's another bummer about running this fabric with sodium. I don't get connected textures, which is really kind of weird, but they say they're working on it, so we'll see. So I am running a couple of data packs, one of which is definitely not vanilla, but I'm going to use it anyway because, that's always been my motto, is you play the game how you want to play the game. Minecraft is so customizable. It's all about playing the game how you want to play it. I do want to really get into, in this playthrough, I want to really get into sort of a lot of the details of the actual vanilla game. There's a lot of things that I have learned about, such as that have to do with a lot of the animals, the mobs and stuff that I never really got into, and I find them pretty interesting. So I want to play this kind of as vanilla as I'm willing to go. So let's see, for resource packs, I don't know why Fabric Mods is in here. I'm not sure what that is in the resource pack. Fabric Mods, whatever. Anyway, so we start with my curated textures. I can't remember off the top of my head what's in here. It's just a few. Iron bars is one of them, and the redstone lamp is another one. And then Vanilla Tweaks is a bunch of redstone, just visuals for like hoppers and just be able to see direction of where observers are pointing, stuff like that. It does have like unobtrusive as well. So fire, when you catch on fire burns lower. The shield is held a little lower. Vanilla Tweaks, the bushy leaves. It's just the bushy leaves. Sconces is literally just a torch. I don't know. I just thought this was kind of cool. They're a little bit over the top, but I like the verticality. So that's what the torch looks like. Instead of just angling out of the wall, they look like that, which I thought was super cool. I don't know. It's a little much. It's a little very not vanilla, but one thing that's really cool, I liked, again, another feature that I really like about the 1.18 update is the lighting, the mob spawning, the new mob spawning rules. So you can, finally, you still have to light up all your builds, but you don't have to go insane with this torch spam, which is very cool. So we have those. Shulker Preview Resource Pack is one of the data packs that I'm running, which is literally just a Shulker Preview. So that means if you have a Shulker box in your inventory and you hover over with your mouse, a little pop-up that looks just like this inventory will pop up and show you all the contents of the Shulker box. And I think that's pretty cool. Who knows when we'll get around to getting Shulker boxes. This is just super high res painting image files that I created. And I'm probably going to create a second version of this at 128 and another one at 64 and kind of test them out. And quite a few of these paintings are just ones that I pulled from online. They're like classic, some cool classic paintings. And then a lot of them are actually paintings made out of quote unquote Minecraft screenshots, basically, that I've taken that had shaders on or whatever I took from previous playthroughs and turned them into, little paintings, whatever. Blue Nerd is a really cool builder that I've been watching on YouTube, and he has this whole pack, his whole resource pack, but I ripped out just the flowers. I went through and further customized all the flowers that he did. I didn't customize the graphics because I really liked the art style of what he did, but I went through and actually toned down all of the randomization so that if I have a poppy, I don't have any flowers. There's like no flowers to show. Anyway, we'll see him. But, like he might have his model of a red flower, which to be honest, I could probably just pull that up really quick. Let's see if I do this. So yeah, there's the paintings resource pack, the textures for the paints. So things like that. Like that's one of the small images, and it's a screenshot from from the original series, something like that. It's kind of cool. That's something I just basically swiped from online. This is a German artist that a sort of fantasy artist, which is really hard to see when it's pixelated, something like that or whatever. So, but they are super high res. So I do want to make I want to half the resolution on them and load them up later. But so Blue Nerd has let's say his texture for whereas like a poppy is a super standard one. So his texture pack, if you download it, doesn't have the standard poppy in it, which you can see here, right? That's the standard Minecraft poppy. His has that's one of his, and it's super cool. And then that's another one, and that's another one. And so what I did was basically kind of rewrote or modified the block states files so that when we see poppies in the world, maybe 10% of them will have these alternate, textures, and they're randomized. So it'll be random. So that'll be the only bummer. It's if you really want, I really want that one to appear in this block. And it doesn't, it's really not something you can change. But it's very cool. He did it for all the flowers, and I just thought they were very cool. Here's some of his dandelions. The only ones that I didn't use from his pack are the Lily of the Valley. I prefer the Minecraft Vanilla version, and the Wither Rose. I prefer the Minecraft Vanilla version, so I just left those out. Here's Azure Bluet. Pretty cool, right? Because here's the standard, right? The vanilla. And then the Azure Bluet here. And it's pretty cool when you see them in the wild. They're pretty neat. Let's see. Data packs list. So we have the vanilla, of course, stuck in there. We have the Shulker Box preview data pack. So that's what that resource pack is made to go with. Coordinates, which is this right here. Oh, you know what? I don't think you can see my mouse on this recording, right? Just above the health bar. On the Minecraft screen, you can see the XYZ coordinates and the cardinal direction that you're facing. And that's from vanillatweaks.net. It's super cool. It's just super handy to have up. I really like having the coordinates up and the direction that I'm facing. I need that in real life. So this is the one that is completely non-vanilla, and I don't care, and I'm using it anyway because I love it. It's Tree Capitator, which is, the one hit, take a tree down. Yeah, so there. It does take off, durability off the axe. So stone axe can hit 2 or 3 trees and then it breaks. And then this, even though I basically stripped a bunch of stuff out of this, quote, builder and exploration pack, so I need to rename it. It has some loot tables which are minorly adjusted. I used to have these really overpowered, which was fine for when I was playing. But for this particular run through, this playthrough, I really took this stuff. They're still slightly customized, and I think in an abandoned mine shaft, there's a chance to find one piece of good armor or one good diamond tool. Same with the desert pyramid. The end city is probably super OP still because I didn't get around to changing that, but who cares? Once you're in end city, it doesn't really matter. I do put there's one potion that I can find once in a while, and it's a completely non-vanilla potion. It's haste 2 with jump 4, and I don't know why I left it in there, but I did because it's just silly. But anyway, whatever. But they're pretty rare, and you can find them once in a while in a chest. But really what this pack is for is just the few recipes that we have here. Trapdoors. I want all the trapdoors to create 4 instead of 6, or I'm sorry, to create 4 instead of 2, because 2 is annoying and 6 is, egregious. So I made it 4. So whatever. So I make a trapdoor, I'm going to get 4 of them. Sue me. Stairs to slabs though, slabs back to blocks, which is super handy. They're just recipes to put, let's say you've got acacia slabs. So you can take 2 slabs, stack them, and put them back into planks. Whatever. Same thing with cobblestone and granite and diorite, whatever. So yes, not fully vanilla. Aggregate storage are just a couple of things that I wanted because just quality of life, like sandstone to sand. You can make 4 pieces of sand, turn it into 1 sandstone. And with this recipe, you can take 1 sandstone and turn it into 4 pieces of sand. Same thing with red sandstone, and the quartz block can be turned back into quartz, and the netherwort block can be turned back into netherwort. So there. So that's all the unvanilla stuff that's added in there. But that's pretty much it. Everything else is we're playing a hard mode. I reserve the right to do whatever I want in this game because it's my game. The other thing is I have in the back of my head, this is not really a true honest to goodness like sort of let's play. I do have this idea that I'm kind of wrestling with in the back of my head, and it's going to require some sort of personal strength on my side to sort of maybe see it through if I actually decide to do it. It's probably not something that anybody's going to be interested in, but if I end up doing it, I'm going to do it anyway because I can kind of explain it as we go, and we'll see what happens. But so for now, we're just going to see how this goes. First thing I want to do is build a starter house. And I'm very, very rusty. Very rusty. But anyway, something I forgot to say at the very beginning of this is if you happen to be watching this, I hope you are having as good a time in life as possible. Because, of course, like we have always said before, we all know how gnarly life can be. And anyway, so hopefully you're grinning and bearing it, because that's really sometimes all you can do.